Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Santa's favorite stop, Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm of Clare. Come see and pet real reindeer. Visit the gift shop, get your picture taken in Santa's sleigh. Fun for the whole family. 'Tis the season, Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm, Clare. Introducing the Weed Gator. For safe and easy aquatic weed removal, the Weed Gator is the #1 alternative to harsh chemicals for getting rid of pond and lake weeds. Safe and effective. See it in action now at weedgator.net. Made in the USA. On this week's Michigan Magazine, we warm up on a fall day in the historic Loop Harrison home in Sanilac County with Great Lakes balladeer Griz Prusic. This songwriter-singer shares his love of Great Lakes maritime history in story and song. Then we share with you the soft and cuddly lifestyle of a Michigan alpaca farmer. We visit the Crystal Lake Alpaca Farm near Frankfort and witness the miracle of birth. It's all coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. What began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more. Plus a full menu at the new adjacent Traffic Stop Diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Rose City Drug, just south of the Rose City city limits at 2640 North M33, featuring a state-of-the-art, completely automated and extremely accurate computer-filled prescription process.
Here at Rose City Drug, we're a family-owned and operated for over 20 years. We offer fast and friendly service, and we always take the extra step to make sure your needs are fulfilled.
The lore and legend of Michigan's maritime history could fill volumes of history books. The inspiration of the Great Lakes has caused many to pause to document through story, poem, and song the spirit of those awesome wonders. Through the eyes of these storytellers, poets, and songwriters, the mind's eye can capture a fleeting glimpse of the intriguing past of those that made the Great Lakes their life. From the crews and the big freighters, to the lighthouse keepers and their families, or the fishermen, it was a unique and intriguing lifestyle that lends itself to the mere curious or the more romantic at heart. One late spring day, Michigan Magazine found itself in the East Coast community of Port Sanilac, drawn by the beautiful but haunting sounds of Great Lakes balladeer Griz Prusic. Griz's songs of the Great Lakes maritime past can best be described as heartfelt inspiration. We met with Griz in a very fitting setting at the home of the National County Historical Society, the old Loop Harrison house. Within the walls of this turn-of-the-century mansion, we talked in an upstairs study, now utilized as an exhibition room, honoring the area's maritime past. We talked with Griz about the inspiration that led him to releasing a collection of original songs on CD titled Griz's Ballads of the Great Lakes. In our conversation with Griz, we could sense the love he has of this area he's known all his life.
I grew up in the area, been here since I was a young lad, and had the opportunity to see the freighters going by day after day in the summertime, and I've always been interested with Great Lakes lore.
There's a lot of romance in those stories.
Truly, truly, yes.
Grown up pretty much with it in this area. Tell us the progress of you being involved in the world of music, how you first got into it, and finally coming up with Ballads of the Great Lakes. How did that go?
Well, I started out as a contemporary songwriter, you know, love songs and country western kind of stuff, but the lure of the lakes, you know, that just was right in my heart and soul, and it came out in my music, and I found that the more songs that I wrote, the more related to the Great Lakes and the history of the Great Lakes. Shipwrecks, lighthouses, you know, all that neat stuff.
What inspiration do you get? How do you come about the inspiration to write your songs of the Great Lakes? Where do you get it?
All you have to do is walk down to that harbor in an October day, you know, when the rain's coming down and the wind is blowing and you see the freighter lights out there at night, and you don't have to ask for any more inspiration than that. You can see the ghosts walking on the water. It's wonderful.
And this area of the state along the coast is really steeped with maritime history that you wouldn't believe. Lighthouses and like you said, the freighters, and it was a big part of the people's lives in this area too.
Oh, certainly. Back at the turn of the century, that was actually a super highway for shipping. You know, you'd see the three-masted schooners and ship after ship passing by out there, just like a freeway today.
Do you find yourself lost in some of the history sometimes?
Oh, certainly,
You do a lot of research as far as some of the...
Love to read about it, you know. Use that old imagination too, and it can take you right back there.
Tell us a little bit about some of the ballads that you have on here. Lady of the Lake, what's that all about?
Lady of the Lake actually started out as a song about one of our local legends, the legend of Minnie Quay, who is supposedly walks the beaches of Forster in Port Sanilac. She's a ghost. She was a young gal, about 14 years old, and supposedly was in love with a sailor. And he drowned one October day, and by God, if she didn't put her wedding dress on, walk out to the end of the dock in Forster and jump in and drown herself. And it started out as that. But then I thought, well, what was it like for the sailor to drown? What was in his mind just those few minutes before he went to meet his maker? And that's really what the song's about. It's about the sailor who was drowning.
Lady of the lake, witch of the high sea, please remove this curse you put on me. Lady of the lake, o'er the north wind, how long must I pay for my sins? Ain't I cried enough? Ain't I suffered enough? Ain't I died enough? Enough to say my debts are paid?
I fell in love at a very young age with maritime history, I bet, in this area. Where do you go to get the actual feel of maritime to write your songs?
A voracious reader. I always love to read. Our local library is a treasure trove of local maritime books and old manuscripts, and of course a lot of things right here in the museum itself. You know, you look around here in the maritime room and just many wonderful things here.
You could be sitting here, I bet you're getting a little bit of inspiration looking around at some of the things that are part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That era when the maritime boats and ships and freighters were a very big part of this area, which is still a part of this area as far as history goes too. And that's got to be remembered by a lot of people in this area. Did you talk to any of the old-timers in the area about some of that?
Sure, some of the old-timers. I had some old friends. Captain Harrison, who lived here in the museum for many, many years. I believe he was over 90 when he passed away. He had a lot of old stories. But I did have a few friends who did sail on the boats. Heard a lot of interesting things from them. And so some a little wild.
It's a little wild. Any favorite songs that you've, one of your favorites?
Favorite song, I think, is a song that I wrote a long time ago, one of my first maritime songs, and that's called The Sailor's Ghost. And that's the final cut on my CD, Ballads of the Great Lakes.
Tell us a little bit about the background of that.
The background is, the song wrote itself in probably about 5 minutes.
Really?
They usually don't do that. Sometimes they take years to write. But there was just this feeling that welled up from in my soul, sitting out there and looking at the lake. It just entered like my body and came out through the guitar.
Where you gone, my pretty one? Walking along the shore, picking up those old seashells. Who could those shells be for? And could you be the woman that's gonna love me? Be the elusive I've been searching for? Yes, there's a lonely sailor could love you. If only you were that woman from days of yore, my pretty one.
anybody in your past that gave you a little inspiration as far as maritime singing or singing in general who gave you that bug, or is it just something?
Oh, my dad would
Yeah?
sing a lot, little a cappella stuff, you know. But my old granddad sailed on the freighters when he was a young man. He was also a fisherman. So, and he was a role model for me, and always admired him.
Where are you going to be going with your music, Griz? What's the future? What do you have planned?
Another CD late this summer. I hope it will be out. It'll have the same maritime flavor. Another collection of short stories. Going to be a lot of stuff about this area. A lot of stuff about the Upper Peninsula, too. Many people have been asking for more short stories, and I'm going to get something out for them. Yeah. So a lot of exciting things. A lot of festivals I'll be playing in this summer, shipwreck festivals and little summer festivals throughout all of these harbor towns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great things going on.
A lot of inspiration as we just look right outside our own back door. Griz, thank you very much for taking time to tell us about your music.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
And
my
you're
pleasure.
part of the state, which happens to be all of ours if we just take the time to explore and appreciate what we have here.
You can't beat Michigan.
Can be done. Thank you very much, Griz.
Thank you.
And
Thank
best
you so
of luck,
much.
and we'll see you
Thanks
on
very
the
much.
Great Lakes.
Yes, great.
Griz, with his music and collection of short stories of the life and times of the Port Sanilac area, will undoubtedly be recorded in local history as a constant reminder of just what we have to appreciate in our own backyard. Griz Prusic, a true Michigan talent, preserving in song and the written word Michigan's proud maritime heritage. Clemick Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemick Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemick's on Mapes Road, Mile. Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection at MichiganPaddlesports.com. It's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddlesports.com. Alpaca breeding and farming is thriving in Michigan. It's amazing its growth not only in Michigan, but throughout the country. The monetary result is through the beautiful, lush wool the docile animals produces. It's warmer than sheep's wool, not as scratchy, and has no lanolin, making it hypoallergenic. Alpaca is naturally water repellent and difficult to ignite. Those are only a few things we've learned visiting a few of the many farms throughout Michigan. Another is how gentle the animal is around children and humans in general, and how a devoted farmer and breeder can reap wonderful rewards through a bit of hard work and dedication. We were awestruck at the apparent love affair that's being developed by not only breeders, but the general public, as we visited the Alpaca Farm and Gift Boutique near Frankfort during their annual National Alpaca Day Open House held each September. We were delighted in the unscripted highlight of that day we attended when one of those precious animals went into labor and delivered right before our cameras. We would like to share with you that special moment, edited of course, but very special just the same.
truck.
Oh my God. It was pretty quiet. Oh, sweetheart. It's okay. We're not gonna hurt your baby. Yeah, we're not gonna hurt your baby. Oh my God. Is that why you were barking? Sure.
Another one, Banner.
Oh,
yeah, another one.
Barking.
Oh my God, I get another biscuit now, don't I?
And the
little boy.
Oh boy. You got coming too. Funny noise.
Dixie, look. Mama's looking for him.
Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Thanks for joining us. We hope we've stirred your interest in getting off the beaten path onto the side roads of discovery, which is this week's Phrase of the Week. Have a great week, and we'll see you on the next edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Hingeman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale.